Hey guys, how you doing? Well, today's episode is a cooking episode. What better day to do a cooking episode than on a rainy day? As you guys can see it, I'm standing underneath an umbrella. It's raining here in Canada, and I'm going to cook up something today that will warm up the bones on a wet, damp day here. Anyways, guys, stay tuned. I'll show you what I'm going to be cooking. Just as promised, guys, I'm in the house now, and we're going to be preparing a lovely cauliflower and potato cream soup. Yes, you heard it, a creamy soup. But some people make creamy soup and they blend their vegetables. I'm not so much on that blending of the vegetables. It's okay that if that's your taste. But for me, I like the vegetables to be chunky in my soup. So I'm going to show you exactly how I make that right now. The items that you're going to need are the following: a potato peeler or a peeler, a nice sharp knife, and a cutting board, and a nice sized pot that you can make your soup in. The dry ingredients that you guys are going to use to make this cauliflower potato soup is, I use Vegeta. Okay, it's a food seasoning, dehydrated vegetables. It has some salt in it and other goodies in it, and some bay leaves and peppercorn. You don't have to necessarily use Vegeta. You can use just regular salt if you like. But this is what I like to use in my soups. Well, here are the ingredients, guys, that you're going to be using for your vegetables. And I'll show you what it is. It's like 3 pieces of garlic cloves, okay? 4 small carrots. We got 5 potatoes here. All right, 1 small onion. 4 pieces of celery stalk. You can't forget about our cauliflower, okay? And 3 drumsticks for the chicken. So I'm going to start off with the broth, and I'll show you what I'm doing for the broth first. Well, guys, I'm going to start off with cutting the garlic, okay? Cut the ends off, okay? Obviously, you don't want the ends. You don't want none of that skin. So I put all this stuff over here onto my recyclable vegetable pieces. You know, sometimes I wish I had a pig, because I would feed all this excess food scraps to the pig. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody that has pigs, Rose, if my friend from the Philippines, if you're watching, let me know whether I'm correct on this. I can feed this to the pigs. I'm not 100% sure, but I've heard people feeding their scraps to the pigs, as long as it's not vegetables. I think it should be okay, but don't quote me on that, guys. So what I do is I take off all the skin. Anyways, I'm getting a little sidetracked, yapping over here. I take off all the skin and cut the ends off. All right, get it all prepped for the soup. I'm just going to say a salad. Got salad on the brain. All right, get it all prepped. And I'm doing this for the bouillon, okay? The chicken broth, I guess, if you want to call it. I make my own broth. I like to make everything from scratch. So this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So what do we start off on the bouillon, so you don't have to buy it, is the 3 pieces of chicken, okay? And garlic and onions and the seasonings. You start off and you boil that till it comes into a boil. And Once it boils, then I'll show you what I do after that. Okay, so the garlic's all done, as you guys can tell. All right. Now people would mince this up. It's all in your preference. Oops, my camera went for a loop there, guys. Sorry about that. I don't mince the garlic up. I just take the cloves and I put them in. I find it gives you a better quality taste of the garlic in the soup. So that goes in the bowl. All right, and now I'm gonna take my onion. All right, cut it. Get all the skin off of it. And I do the same with the onion. Some people dice it up. I don't. That's just my own preference. I ain't no chef, but I've cooked a lot of food over the years and I've experienced different ways of doing things. And I find that this works the best for me, believe it or not. And it's fairly simple. Because what you do is, now that the onion's cut, right? You toss it in, all right? And then I'll show you exactly why I do this specific way. And that will be coming up. So stay tuned. All right, guys. We got the chicken, pre-washed chicken. The garlic, the onions. Now we're gonna add in our bay leaves, okay? I don't spare on the bay leaves. I always like to add in. It gives that nice aromatic taste and smell in the soup. I add in some black peppercorns, okay? It's all on how much you want to add in. I always add in probably about a handful, about that much, guys, into my soup. Gives that nice little spicy flavor, okay? And then I add in my Vegeta. Or you guys can add in your salt if you want to use that way. So the Vegeta I don't go too crazy because it has like a salt base in it, but it's there for the seasoning. That's about it. So you get about a handful, a big handful of it to put it in, okay? For your seasoning, for your soup. You top this up with water, okay? I'll show you guys when I put it on the stove. There you go, guys. It's on the stove, okay? And what I do is I turn it on to medium heat, okay? So that it can cook slowly, not fast. You want that chicken and the onions and the garlic and all the seasonings, everything that's in that pot to cook slowly. Fill the pot up with 3/4 of the water in it. And people will think, well, you still got other ingredients you got to add to. Yes, but what happens is water does evaporate as you boil it. So you have to take that consideration. So there you go. We got the thing on the stove, sorry. Throwing the lid on, and we're gonna let it cook. One thing I did forget to mention, guys, you're gonna need a spoon with the holes in it, because I'll show you why I'm gonna need this for later, for what application I need this for. So I apologize that I didn't mention it earlier in the video, but we got it now. And a spoon little holder, that's what I use right there. You can get them at any dollar store. Mine's been well used, as you can tell. So anyways, guys, we'll come back to you guys when the soup has came to a boil. While the chicken and the onions and garlic are on the stove, going to boil, I'm going to prep the vegetables, guys. What I start off with, as we said earlier in the video, we need a knife and a peeler. My celery is pre-washed. My cauliflower is pre-washed. So what I'm going to do now is take all my carrots and my potatoes, the earth the ones that grow in the earth ones, earth vegetables that I say, I call them earth vegetables. They're all earth vegetables, but these are the ones that take a longer time to cook. And I'll peel these, okay, and get them all ready for my soup. All right, as you can tell, I'm using a peeler. I don't use an authentic knife. Some people use knives. I tend to stay away from peeling with knives because I find it that I cut more off than I need. I want to have most of the vegetable in my soup kind of thing. All right, and I'll just carry on with my peeling here, guys, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like when it's all done, said and done, all chopped up and ready to be put into the soup. So I don't want to bore you guys with me peeling, so we will leave you at this, and I'll show you back when I get back when everything is all peeled and cut up. Okay, stay tuned. Well, there you have it, guys. The potatoes and the carrots are peeled. I'm going to cut them up, and I'm going to show you exactly what they're going to look like after I cut them up. There you go, guys. The vegetables are cut up, the earthly vegetables, as I call them. And you can see the potatoes I cut, they're not too small, because when you boil them in the soup, I don't like them. I like to have my soup chunky, like I say, chunky soup. Same with the carrots, obviously. That's what it looks like. So make your vegetables fairly big if you want to make your soup somewhat chunky. Otherwise, they'll fall apart in the broth. Okay, guys? I'm going to continue on to the next vegetables, getting them all prepped up, and I'll show you what I'm going to do next here. My next vegetable that I'm going to cut up, guys, is the celery. All right, so I grabbed another. I use a lot of these pie plates to cut the vegetables into. This way I can do them in the individual separate tossing into the chicken broth, and I'll show you exactly why I do what I do. All right, so stay tuned. I'm going to be cutting this celery up for you guys, and I'll show you when it's done. There you have it, guys. As you can tell, it's all cut up. Give you an example, the size of the pieces of celery. Yes, they're big pieces of celery, big cut. Again, I like my soup chunky, so that's why I do it. If you prefer to take your soup and give it a blend, because you want it a creamy soup with no chunks, that's up to you. You can do that. All right, I'm just showing you how I make it myself. All right, so now I'm gonna go on to the next vegetable, which is the cauliflower. So there you have it, guys. This is the cauliflower cut up, okay? And don't cut them up too small, because cauliflower will fall apart in the soup. So be generous for them, okay? This will fall apart, okay? Just so that you guys can see it. And I'm gonna show you what the next step is, okay, guys? Stay tuned. So there you guys have it. You have the earthly vegetables, which I call the earthly vegetables, which are the potatoes and the carrots. They will go in after I'm done with the broth and pulling out the vegetables that are in the broth. The second vegetable that will go in will be the celery, and the final vegetable that will go in afterwards will be the cauliflower. So that's how you do it. 1, 2, and then 3. Well, guys, the chicken broth, soup broth, I guess if you want to call it, has come to a boil. As you guys can see it, come to a boil, all right? What we're going to do is give it a bit of a stir, all right? And the chicken, the onions, and the garlic that have been boiling in here, we are going to pull this out. Okay, so we're using that spoon that I said earlier that has the holes in the bottom. We're going to put it on this kind of gripped plate. All right, so it can cool off the chicken, because the chicken, we were going to peel off the pieces of chicken and throw it back into the soup at the end. Okay, so now we're getting all the onions, the bay leaves, the peppercorns, all that stuff out of the soup broth. Okay, guys? Obviously, you're not going to get everything out, but you will try, right? All right? Just like that. Just double check, make sure everything's out, all the garlic and bay leaves are out. There we are, give it a little bit of a stir. Peppercorns are out. Okay. If you want to leave that in there, by all means you can. I take it out just because it's just more practical for me. So now, before we add the vegetables into this chicken broth, I gotta steal some chicken broth to make my ingredients for the creaminess of the soup. So what you're gonna need is a mixing bowl, a little strainer, and a soup ladle. Okay, guys? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna soup ladle all of this stuff into the strainer, into the... Ooh, that's getting hot. Give me 1 second, guys. I have to switch that up. There we are. Hold on to the handle, Jarrett. And you want to put this in. And I'll show you what I do with how to make this soup creamy. All right. And like I said earlier, guys, look at the how much soup how much water has evaporated already since we've started to boil this. All right, so you just need about that much, guys, of the soup in your measuring cup. I'll show you here in a second, right there. Okay, sorry, I get my hand out of the way. And this excess spices and everything, put it back into the strainer, back into the soup. All right, put this soup mix broth, put it aside. And now you can add in your first set of vegetables, which are the potatoes and your carrots, guys. All right. Just like so. Put that into your broth. Give it a bit of a stir. And let that cook. Put the lid back on and let that cook, guys. Now don't be scared. If you're thinking you're lacking water for the broth, you can add water at any time. It won't water it down. But at the moment, we don't need it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna close this up and let those vegetables come to a boil and get them nice and soft. We'll be back. Hey guys, well, the soup is boiling, guys. I thought I'd keep myself busy, so I brought my chicken to this drip pan, I guess I call it. I put the onions, bay leaves, and the peppercorns aside. And what I do is I get the chicken prepared. So I'm not a chicken skin lover, so what I do is I take all the skin off the chicken, all right? Because I don't like it in my soup. I don't mind it when it's crispy, you know, when you do it on a barbecue or whatever, but I don't care for it in my soup. So what I do is I do the best of my ability to take it off, because you're gonna take all this, oops, sorry, I hit the camera. Take off all this excess meat, and it's gonna go back into the soup at the end, okay? So right now I'm just taking the skin off, as you guys can see, all right? Fairly easy, it comes off nice with a fork. You don't really have to force it. It comes off without actually peeling any kind of the meat off, which is good, all right? For those people that like the skin, well then by all means, you can have it. And I take all these little pieces like this. I call it like a cartilage. And I cut it off because I don't want it in my soup. All right, there's another one right there. I cut it off. And there should be another one right here, yes. Okay, I cut it off. So now the rest of it is just nice meat, chicken meat, right? Which will be very flavorful inside your soup. All right, it's tasty. And I take it off, all of it off, and then I cut it into smaller pieces, obviously, so you're not having these big chunks of meat in there. I'm always been a lover of nice chicken meat inside soup. It tastes so good. Brings the flavor of the meat out. Okay. Anyways, I'm not going to bore you guys with me doing this. I will come back to you guys when it's completely and done. All right. So stay tuned. So there you have it, guys. I got the chicken all cut up. The excess will go in the recycling bin, and this will go into our soup at the end. Well, guys, I just come to check on the soup. Gonna give it a bit of a stir, and I'm gonna check and see how tender these potatoes and carrots are. Okay, so I grab a fork and my spoon, and yeah, they're tender. So now we can throw in our next vegetable. Okay. If you could put that fork through those potatoes or corn, you know they're done. So now our next vegetable is celery. That will give the aroma to the soup. I always love adding celery to soup. Okay. You don't need to cook this for a long period of time. If you want your celery soft, then you got to cook it for longer, obviously. I like mine just at that state of where it's going from crunchy into soft. So not too long, okay, guys? Stir it in, cover it up, and I'll see you at the next vegetable toss in. Hey guys, I came over to check on the vegetables. Okay, everything seems to be good. All right, so now we're gonna throw our last vegetable in, which is the cauliflower. Okay, the cauliflower is the last vegetable to go in. We're gonna blend this into here. All right. Get that in there nice. Okay. Now remember, I still have broth that has to go in here, guys. You guys are saying, well, it's a little bit chunky, real chunky. Well, I have broth that I have to stir in here at the end to make this a creamy soup. So there you go, guys. Put that in there. Throw that lid in there and let it cook slowly. We'll come back and check on the cauliflower, how it makes out here shortly. Hey guys, I just come back to the stove. I gave it my soup a stir, and the cauliflower is getting slowly softened. In the meantime, I turned down the heat a little bit just so that it can just simmer. And I'm going to take my broth, if you guys remember my broth right here, and I'm going to put it in a microwave and reheat it to the point of it being almost boiling. Okay, guys? And I need that for a reason, because I have to have it hot for how I'm going to mix in my ingredients to make this soup creamy. But I will show you guys how I do that, so stay tuned. Well guys, I brought my broth up to heat. So I'm gonna put in a spoonful of sour cream. There you go, guys, sour cream, okay? Start off little at a time, okay, guys? And then you gotta use your whisk, all right? so that, and make sure that when you're whisking it, that all the clumps, because you're gonna get clumps, okay? Because of the cold and hot going together, make sure you're gonna whisk it for a long period of time. And I'm gonna say this again, when you're doing this, you have to add in little by little. All right, and you gotta stir it, okay? Little by little, to make that creamy stuff, a creamy soup mix, like it, okay? Some people put coconut milk, that's fine. Some people make it with flour as well, that's fine. I've heard of people thickening it up with cornstarch. I don't want it a stew, so that's all on your preference. I like it as a soup. So I'm mixing this to the color that I think it's going to be needed. Okay, and like I said, you gotta stir this. If you don't do this correctly, you will have clumps in your soup and it's gonna look like sour milk. And that, to me, I'll tell you right now, is not appetizing. And you don't want that, guys. So anyways, I will bring it to a color that I think is fit for showing. And I will come back to you guys and show you what it looks like. Okay guys, I decided to add a little bit of more water to our soup because it looks like it's needing more water. So I will add a little bit more water to this here, and then we'll add it to our actual pot of soup. There we go, guys. So we got 4 cups of this, this mix, and we will add it to the soup. Stay tuned. Okay guys, we're at the pot again. We're gonna give this one final stir, okay? And then we're gonna add in, so it looks creamy, guys, okay? So we're gonna add in this dish of sour cream and the broth. And you see how nice it turned out, guys? The broth, it's just beautiful. So we're gonna bring this back to a boil at a slow rate, and then we're gonna shut it off. I'm gonna bring it back to a boil and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. We have to let this stuff sit for about an hour before you eat, so it just sort of settles, okay guys? Just so that you know. Anyways, we'll see you shortly. One thing guys, I forgot, we should add in our chicken. So we're gonna add in our chicken at the final here, okay? Into the soup, because we're bringing everything back to a boil. Stir that in there. And throw the lid back on, guys. We'll see you shortly. There you go, guys. We've come back to our pot. It became a boil. We'll give her a stir. All right, and we will shut this off now and let it sit for about an hour, maybe 2 hours, and we'll try it out then. We'll have a bowl of soup and I'll let you know how it tastes, because I'll tell you honestly, this is the first time me trying to make this. Well guys, I'm trying to capture the moment here with the soup and myself, because I have nobody here to try the soup but myself. And I'll be an honest judge. I ain't gonna not criticize if it's not good or not. This is my first time making it. I dressed it up a little bit, got some little bit of cheese on there and a little bit of green onions, or whatever you want to call it, scallions, I guess, if you want to call it. Well, let's try it out, guys. I'm gonna try the broth first. Well, the broth is good. It's to the point where it's not too salty, but just enough, and it has that nice flavor to it. Let's see the tender. Let's try the vegetables, guys. Just perfect, the way it should be. At that point where it's not soft and mushy, but still a little bit, just after the crunchy part where it goes soft. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Comment, like, share, and subscribe, obviously, for more episodes just like this. And again, guys, it's a quick recipe. It's easy to make. Make it for your family, and I guarantee you, they will love it. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. As always, I'm going to continue eating my soup. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.